Publisher's Preface, Introduction, and Translator's Preface of the 1907 English language publication of The Ego and His Own by Max Stirner. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recorded by Mat Messerschmidt in Ann Arbor, Michigan, USA. Publisher's Preface of The Ego and His Own by Max Stirner. For more than 20 years I have entertained the design of publishing an English translation of Der Einzige und sein Eigentum. When I formed this design, the number of English-speaking persons who had ever heard of the book was very limited. The memory of Max Stirner had been virtually extinct for an entire generation. But in the last 2 decades there has been a remarkable revival of interest both in the book and in its author. It began in this country with a discussion in the pages of the anarchist periodical Liberty, in which Stirner's thought was clearly expounded and vigorously championed by Dr. James L. Walker, who adopted for this discussion the pseudonym Tak-Kak. At that time Dr. Walker was the chief editorial writer for the Galveston News. Some years later he became a practicing physician in Mexico, where he died in 1904. A series of essays which he began in an anarchist periodical, Egoism, and which he lived to complete, was published after his death in a small volume, The Philosophy of Egoism. It is a very able and convincing exposition of Stirner's teachings, and almost the only one that exists in the English language. But the chief instrument in the revival of Stirnerism was and is the German poet John Henry Mackay. Very early in his career, he met Stirner's name in Lange's History of Materialism, and was moved thereby to read his book. The work made such an impression on him that he resolved to devote a portion of his life to the rediscovery and rehabilitation of the lost and forgotten genius. Through years of toil and correspondence and travel, and triumphing over tremendous obstacles, he carried his task to completion, and his biography of Stirner appeared in Berlin in 1898. It is a tribute to the thoroughness of Mackay's work that since its publication, not
Sample complete. Ready to continue?